जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radhe Radha जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna. So we all have come to this ISKCON society to learn from Srila Prabhupada and his purports from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all these books, ultimately to become a pure devotee. But in the course of becoming a pure devotee, we all go through various stages in dealing with the material energy all around us. Because in the spiritual world, there is spiritual energy. In the material world, there is material energy. Spiritual energy is very conducive for remembering the Lord. And material energy is not conducive. It's rather energy which can put us to forgetfulness. Therefore, I am going to speak on a very important topic for practicing devotees. It is about cautious versus casual devotee. How do we move from gray zone to white zone in spiritual life? There is white, there is gray, there is black. So white means pure and black means sinful. And gray means that those activities which are not sinful but which are risky. That is considered as gray. Just like, for example, a child, mother says, be inside this big car, we have an Innova car, it's a huge car, play inside the car. A child says, no, I want to play in the seashore. But a mother says, you can play in the seashore, but you should not go to the ocean. Correct, no? So the black zone is ocean, and gray zone is seashore. And playing inside the car is white. Are you able to see the difference? Which means, prescribed duty, pleasurable duties, pleasurable activities, and prohibited activities. So inside the car is prescribed by your superior. These are the things: chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regs, completely avoid Maya, only be with Krishna. Correct, no? That is inside the car. And to be in the seashore means we feel that, oh, only inside I am feeling little suffocation. Little bit. Let me go out. Let me play. So those are playful activities in the seashore, which a child may want to do. Similarly, sometimes people ask, Prabhu, is playing games with our friends, is it wrong? Can't I go and play cricket or hockey or something? Or, sometimes once in a while going and eating out, is it bad? So many people are eating so many things in so many hotels. I don't regularly eat. I eat only prasad. But once in a while, is it not all right? People ask. So sometimes, you know, friends very much pull us for a movie. They're very thick friends. It becomes difficult to say no. So sometimes there is a pull comes from our old friends. So then we want to do certain activities which you may do with the friends may not be sinful, but they may be distracting. Correct? No? Like playing, video games. It's not sinful, but it can be distracting, and it can waste our time also. It can make us lose the time which is meant for Krishna consciousness. Correct? No? Like we are not reading Prabhupada books, we have not completed our chanting, but we're playing video games. Is it good? Can be distracting. Similarly, in the train, sometimes I see people filling up this crossword puzzle. So 2 hours they sit with crossword puzzle. You've seen that? People filling up newspaper and all, they do that. So these kind of activities, they may not be sinful, but they are distracting. They may take us away. Or you have a thick friendship with one of the old friends who has a habit of gossiping. Huh? Everything about the world. Gossip is about politics, about cinema field, about sports, about career, about life, about his life, about your life. He talks many, many things. But he swallows your hours. Is it good? Uh, so sometimes he may not talk any sinful things, but time gets wasted. You agree? Uh, So that is like seashore. And the prohibited area is breaking the four regulative principles. Huh? Like illicit sex and meat eating, intoxication, gambling. Huh? Sometimes one is pulled into that. Like a child intended to only play in the seashore, but the waves came huh, and dragged the child inside, and then one dies. One gives up spiritual life and goes away. Correct, no? It has happened to some people or not? It happens. So, because the child was very casual, he intended to play in the seashore, but then he went more and more close to the waters and developed a desire to play with the waters. Initially, he didn't want to play with water. Initially, he wanted to play making sandcastles, the seashore. But then while making sandcastle, he saw the waves, foaming waves coming. Then he thought, hey, I will sit on the waves. Let me enjoy it and splash the waves. And then he goes into the ocean and gets dragged into the ocean, eaten by a shark. Like that it can happen. Correct now? So you all understand this example? Inside the car, making sandcastle in seashore, being dragged by the waves. Correct now? So ideally we want to be where? Inside the car. The car is ISKCON. Correct now? In the ISKCON's fold. You are in the shelter of Prabhupada's books or voice center. You are very safe and protected within the devotee association. But when we go out, there is more access to Maya. Correct, no? The outside world. So let me give a Shastric example for this. Most cautious devotee means Jadabharat. Correct? Jadabharata was cautious, and Bharat Maharaj, when he went to the forest, he was little careless and casual while dealing with the deer. You all know the pastime, right? So now, therefore, it is said if you are casual, you can become casualty. It is said. Casualty means accident. In driving the car, if one is little careless, uh, you left the steering, or you're looking here and there at cinema posters, you're driving, suddenly a dog is passing by, or a cow is passing by, you can go and hit them. Correct, no? So one has to be very careful while driving, attentive. There was one devotee in those days who was driving a sumo, 4 5 devotees sitting behind. But in the morning, one time was driving, night he didn't have good sleep. He dozed. And then the tire went into one wedge kind of thing. And the Gadi got toppled. And devotees broke their hands, legs, everything. you know. So one dose, little carelessness can cause accident. Correct? So that's why I have listed 5 levels of five situations that can happen. The first is that a jiva running after bad association. Huh? A jiva is so conditioned that he himself wants to run after it. So this jiva is called as a sleepwalker. Huh? Sleepwalker means, how many of you heard people who are, while sleeping they get up and walk? You've seen that? Correct? No? Some people do that. So this type of jivas, they are totally unaware or indifferent to spiritual danger. They don't know what is danger in spiritual life. Huh? Actually, they are completely ignorant. Like a child goes to touch fire. Huh? Our child picks up a knife saying that I will also cut the sabji. Huh? But he can cut his fingers. He doesn't know what is dangerous. That is his problem. Huh? And which means these are people in Rajaguna and Tamaguna. Correct, no? Do you think they know that what is bad for them? Do they know? They just don't know. So they are like sleepwalkers, we call. And the example for this is Dhritarashtra. Huh? Dhritarashtra is ignorant, he is blind, is spiritually blind, and materially also blind. And he is secretly envious of the Pandavas. So we can say Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, one is passive envy, active envy. Both had envy. So you will find he was always in the bad association of Duryodhana and Shakuni. Correct, no? That, and he was blindly being led by them. Although he was so-called a king, he was consciously allowing the other one to flourish. Finally, you find Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and all the 100 sons got destroyed completely. So this is the situation which Jiva is in before coming to Krishna consciousness. Correct? No? So that's why I'm calling it as a sleepwalker, isn't it? So imagine if you blindfold yourselves and go to a war. Is it good? We can be, or easily our head can be cut, huh? Isn't it? You're going without weapons, blindfolded into the war. Similarly, if a jiva goes into the outside world, blindly with passion and ignorance, with no weapon of the holy name, huh? Then he is called as a sleepwalker. Huh? Imagine if one boy is sleeping in this room, sleepwalks and goes outside that in a parapet wall. Huh? He will fall from the top and he'll die. Correct, no? So if somebody is sleepwalker, you have to keep the door closed, locked up. Correct, no? Otherwise, it's dangerous. One boy said, I have a habit of opening the door also. That's even more dangerous. In sleep, I walk and I open the door also. Then you have to lock the door and keep the key somewhere else hidden. Correct, no? So you tell the people, these are the 4 regulative principles, this is chanting, and stay with devotees. Some people, they are sleepwalkers. They become very casual. Huh? Yeah. So there was one boy, he came and asked me, Prabhu, I have 3 things in my life, but I can do only 2 things. Huh? One is I'm a football champion. So I have to play football. And my mom is very strict about my academics. Huh? I have to be a topper in my studies also. So, and thirdly, now I have taken to Krishna consciousness. So what should I do? Hmm. So then I said, what's the problem? Morning you be a devotee, and evening you can play football and this academics you can do. He said, my mom wants me to devote the entire evening for studies. So I practice football in the morning for 3 hours. He was telling, between 5 to 8, he was telling. Then I said, okay, at least 5 to 6:30, 7, you do spiritual. Like 1 hour you can practice football. He was not ready to reduce his, what do you call it, football engagement. Huh? So finally he left. He couldn't stay with devotees because his choice was only material. Correct, no? He was not. So there are people who get carried away. And then later on, when he finds that when he goes to play football and when he got caught up with his friends who introduced him to smoking and drinking, then all his football playing stopped. Huh? And he got into many bad habits. The study also got spoiled, everything. Then after 2 years, he came to me. Look, he was looking altogether different. Huh? He said, Prabhu, here I was learning good habits, but there I got spoiled. Now neither academics nor my championship in play, both are gone. Along with the third one is also gone. Which one? Spiritual progress. That also is gone. Huh? So that can happen. So therefore, this boy used to think, oh, this Banglarati is a burden. This chanting with devotees is a burden. Like that here. On one hand, he used to feel coming to center burdensome, but he was seeking out friendship with other karmi friends, non-devotee friends. Because his conditionings were so strong, he was a sleepwalker. Understand? No? Sleepwalker means he doesn't know the danger in which he's getting into. Regularly, he eats a hotel food. He goes roams with his friends. He picked up bad habits as if they're fun. He thought it is fun, but eventually the fun became a nightmare over a period of time like that because he has no discrimination, lacks discrimination. This is the first category of people who are sleepwalkers. The jiva who is conditioned but doesn't know that conditioning is dangerous. He is actually running after bad association, we can say. There is a second type of jiva who is called a struggler. Struggler means he has woken up already. Like for example, imagine the night time you woke up and you see that you are in the roof top here and there is a parapet wall. So you know that if I jump off the parapet wall, it is dangerous. Correct? Now you are aware. You are not a sleepwalker. You are a struggler. Even if your body is taking you there, you will know that it is dangerous to fall off. Or a child who knows the danger of getting into the ocean. Child knows if you play with ocean, I can be dragged in. And I personally had experience in Jagannath Puri once, when the first yatra we had gone, many devotees knew swimming. So they all were going for swimming. I was in my room only. But some devotees said, hey, Prabhuji, why are you sitting in the room? Come with us. You just sit down and watch the ocean, beauty of the ocean. Everybody is going. Why do you stay alone? Okay, I went. I also sat. 4 or 5 of us sat in the ocean. We were chanting holy name. And then other fellows were splashing water, playing and everything. So, and we thought, some devotees said, we can also go just near the ocean and touch the waters with our feet. So when we were just standing, the ocean wave would come and it will tickle the feet. It will be a very nice experience. Just watching, because we were not aware of swimming, so we thought better not go. But then, as we went a little inside, a big wave came and it hit on the face. And tada, like that, I was like this, I fell flat like this. And when I wanted to get up, I found that the sand below my hand is eroding. Then I wanted to get up with the leg, and the sand below the leg is also getting eroded. And somehow or other I was struggling. Like that I was struggling to get out of the water all over. When I came out of the water to get some gasp of fresh air, another wave came and second time it hit me. My Lord, just now I got one hit, it's the second hit now. Then with great difficulty, again I got up. At that time I found as if 2 people came and caught my 2 feet and dragged me inside the ocean. Nobody came. Who was pulling me was the waves which come like this, they go back like this. You seen that? They pulled me inside. Now I was here first, and I came here, then I was going here. Almost I was totally in the water, and I didn't know swimming also. Then I was raising the hand and shouting, but mouth was full with sand and water. I was trying to shout. And some fellows, I could see some devotees standing in the seashore. I thought they'll help me. They thought I'm saying Haribol. And one of them said, hey, he doesn't seem to be saying Haribol. He seems to be drowning. Then they told some swimmers, and 2, 3 swimmers jumped into the water and came and caught hold of me, brought me and pumped my belly and threw out the water. So Maya is always like this. In the beginning, she's tickling. She's very enjoyable. You feel like, very nice, like that you're thinking. And then she will drag you into, like that, correct, no? Initially, she tickles. So that is why he says, Yad dadagre amritamiva parinamo vishopamam. He says, initially, Maya is like nectar. But eventually, she feeds you poison. And she'll kill your Krishna consciousness. She'll give you forgetfulness. So therefore, one who has woken up, he knows the danger. This jiva knows what is right. The spiritual spark is already ignited in the heart of this jiva. But there are internal conditionings. Anarthas we call, correct, no? Like kama, krodha, lobha. If somebody shows little anger, this jiva will become wild. He will become angry. Somebody proposes, some lusty proposal comes, he will fall for it. Yeah. Or looking at the other friends, he thinks, oh, they are winners. He's getting this, he's getting that. So he becomes greedy. I also want to be like so and so. Correct, no? They make comparisons. So in this way, the internal conditions, it causes a kind of tug of war. It's like a war going on. He wants to be with devotees, practice Krishna consciousness, but the internal conditionings are making him feel, no, I want to do that also. Correct? No? So one feels the conditioning. So this is the situation for Arjuna. Na chaita vidma kataranno gariyo yadva jaye maidivano jayeyu yane vahatvarta jijivishamaste vastita pramukhe dharta rashtra. He says, Na chaita vidma kataranno gariyo is saying. Should I defeat them or should I be killed by them? Should I conquer them or should I be conquered by them? Correct? No? He was having a kind of tussle, a tug of war going on in the mind. Why? If I kill them, they're all relatives and friends. Later on, I will feel very bad. If I become killed by them, then dharma will not win, adharma will win. So what I should do? He was not able to come to a conclusion. On his own, he was very weak-minded. He lost his confidence. He put his bow down, became paralyzed, you see. At the time, you all know. One good thing that Arjuna did is what? He consulted Krishna. Krishna in 2.7, what is it? Shishyasте aham shadimam tvam prapannam. Prapanna means I'm surrendering to you, Krishna. So whenever we find ourselves in this, we are not a sleepwalker, but we are a struggler. Second stage, what we should do? Immediately take the matter to another devotee who is superior to us and reveal the mind. If you seek help, you will get help. You tap the door, it shall be open. You consult and solution will come. But if you don't consult, like Ajamila went to forest and saw something, he was also a struggler. What was the struggle? It was struggle between his pure Brahminical life and impure debauchery life of the prostitute and that Shudra man. Correct? No? There is a tug of war. He had conditionings in his heart. Those conditionings were kudu, 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 they were all creating urge. So he was also allured by the dirty scene that he saw. But he was also, on the other hand, pulled by pure Brahminical life of sense control, mind control, Brahminical principles of rising in the morning and bowing down to God and Father, everything. So he faced a tug of war. But did he consult anybody? No. Therefore, he fell down. You see? So the struggler should consult. That's very important. So you will see in college life also, you will see that you want to go to these programs, but some of your friends will stop you. You will see that. Especially in first year, you must have had this experience. Many of the friends will pressure you. Hey, why do you go to this Hare Krishna program? Let's go to movie now. Come. They call you like that. Isn't it? You feel uneasy. You don't know how to convince them. At that time, you are also very weak in Krishna consciousness, the early stage. So you are struggling. You want to go. You know this is right. But that is fun. Mind says like that. So we got caught between the two. Correct now. So conscience is pricking you when you do wrong things. What we call as conscience, like guilty feeling. But sometimes friends drag you and you are unable to say no to friends. And that's what happened with Karna. Karna knew that what Shakuni is saying is wrong, what Duryodhana is doing is wrong, but you had a sentimental attachment to Duryodhana. So if you have a sentimental attachment to our old friends who speak our language, sometimes you feel, oh, he is from my village. He speaks my language. He is my classmate. Everything is everything is wonderful. Only thing is he's bad guy. Correct? Isn't it? On the other hand, devotees may be, from, they may not be so familiar to you, but you know what they are saying is right. Correct? No? So Karna was caught between one side Krishna is pulling, other side Duryodhana is pulling. And Karna also had both Daivi Sampat and Asuri Sampat in one personality. How? In the previous life, he was Sahasra Kavach demon. Sahasra means 1,000. 1,000 lifetimes we had taken, and 999 kavachas, the armor in his body was broken. So the last one kavach was there of the demon. Only one left. That was the demoniac side of Karna. What is the divine side of Karna? He was born of Kunti, correct? No? And he was a Pandaputra. Amongst the Pandavas, he was the sixth Pandava, who was the eldest of the Pandava. That's a divine side. So just as Karna had a divine side and a demoniac side, correct? No? So we also have a divine side, demoniac side. But which one got more aggravated over a period of time for Karna? Demoniac side, because he associated more with Shakuni and Duryodhana. So he got dragged in that. So this is a struggler. A struggler should be very careful to reveal the mind and seek help. And then try to go more to divine side. Correct? No? So You know that when, like one boy, he was hanging around with his Karmi friends. He was a voice boy. But then Karmi friends took him to one shop. They purchased a cake, with a nice cream in the top, with a cherry. They were all eating. So he said, no, 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 I don't eat all this outside stuff and all this. Hey, what is this? This is just a cake. Huh? We are not feeding you meat. It's just a cake. What's the problem with the cake? He wasn't sure whether the cake has egg. Huh? Because there may be eggless cake also. Huh? But he wasn't very sure. But all friends are eating. He couldn't say no. But after he ate, when he came back to voice, he was afraid to tell anybody. How will it? The night he got a dream. Cuckoo, like that, Inside, some cock was making sound. He jumped up from his bed. Huh? And all friends asked him, hey, why are you jumping from the bed? What happened? He felt very guilty. And he went to his mentor and said, Prabhuji, today I ate a cake. Later on, I came to know there was egg in the cake. Huh? I came to know, now I am afraid that there's chicken inside my belly. Huh? He felt uneasy. So, in this way, you will find when you are a struggler is facing a tug of war. Yeah. Even after coming to this voice center, you can see that sometimes you are chanting. You have 2 rounds remaining. You are chanting. Suddenly, there is a desire to scroll also. The smartphone is very nearby. Some sound comes. Beep, sound is coming. So immediately, just see who it is. One hand you see who it is, and you are also chanting Hare Krishna. One hand japa and mala, and another hand this thing. You've seen that there's a tug of war between we want pleasure, sense gratification. And this is Krishna consciousness. So there's a tug of war in 2 hands only. You can see that. So one has to be having the willpower and determination to say no to the smartphone. Switch off the smartphone, keep it in the cupboard, lock it, and sit and chant peacefully, and then take it if you want. Correct now? So in this way, our mind can pull us to scroll the media if you are while chanting. So you have to check, if I'm compromising, that means in the struggle I am winning or losing. I'm losing if I'm compromising. But if I can say no to Maya and yes to Krishna, that means I am winning. So we are also in the struggler stage, whether it is eating out, or whether it is going with a friend for a movie, like one boy was staying in the voice. He used to go for the college fest and he used to go and dance with the girls in that dandiyaras type of thing. Many years he has been dancing, 2-3 years. Now he was in final year. Now he was a voice student. He was there. But he had a temptation. All his friends were calling, hey, come on, yaar, come on, you didn't come. Last 2 years you didn't come. Last 2 years he had escaped. He was voice resident. But finally he thought, this is the last chance. Only 1 year I have now. So he went for the festival, college fest they have. You also have college fest here? That goes for sometime 1 week also sometimes. 4 days, 5 days, 1 week. He went. And there all his old friends, Karmi friends caught him because everybody was, old friends he had given up. Now he had taken up new devotee friends now. But the old friends surrounded him and said, hey, come on, you are all dancing. You also come and dance. So he also danced. So one devotee boy from his friend got one video where this fellow was dancing in Dandiya. He brought the video to voice and he gave it to his mentor. Prabhuji, dekho kya kar raha hai aapka mentee. When he saw that, mentor was shocked. Is it the same boy or his brother or somebody? Was wondering. And he asked this boy, hey, do you have a brother who looks similar to you? He said, Prabhuji, I am the only son. He said, hey, look at this. Who is this? My Lord, Prabhuji, how you got it? He got shocked. After his mentor saw, he ran out of voice. He never came back for 1 month. After 1 month, he came back and said, yes, Prabhuji, it's not my brother, it is me only. I am ashamed to say this. My old friends pulled me. So the strugglers sometimes their conditionings can drag them down like that. Correct, no? So this is actually the stage where there are conflicts and we regret. Correct, no? Yeah, it's a painful stage, but it's a sign that, the soul is fighting. Because this is a sleeping soul or a woken up soul? It's not a sleeping soul, it's a woken up soul. That's why he's struggling. Earlier I told you sleepwalker. He's a sleeping soul. Whereas this is a struggling soul. Who can struggle? Only a person who has woken up. But how many of you have experienced, even after you wake up in the morning, sometimes you look at the clock, it is 3:40. You think, I think it's too early, I think. 4 is all right. Like that the mind says. So at that time, you are a struggling soul, correct, no? One part of the mind says, wake up, get ready, you can get some extra time. Another part of the mind says, hey, outside is still dark. And some more devotees are sleeping also. Two more are sleeping. So I will also sleep now. Correct now? So we are struggling soul. And the third jiva is jiva restraining with effort. That's a determined warrior. This is a determined warrior. Just like Gajendra, if you see. He was determined to fight the battle when he was inside the water. He is making an effort, fighting we are ready to fight the lower tendencies. It's not that it is very easy. There is a yatan. Krishna says, yatantascha dradabrata. With determination and devotee endeavors. Like you know the story of that sparrow. Prabhupada says, the sparrow lost her eggs to the ocean. And the sparrow was requesting the ocean, give me back my eggs. But the ocean was not ready. So what did the sparrow do? I am going to carry water in my beak, small beaks, and throw it far away and come back. Do you think she can ever dry the ocean? But it was very determined. Maya is also very difficult to overcome. But one who is making an endeavor, they attract the large attention, right? No? So when this bird was picking water and throwing, and coming, who noticed that? Garuda noticed. So Srila Prabhupada, Acharyas, they are like Garuda. When they see this jiva, poor jiva is making effort, Garuda came and said to the ocean, hey, give back the eggs. Why are you taking it away? Then ocean gave back the eggs. So the sparrow did not get the eggs by her own effort. She got the eggs by the grace. But the sparrow's effort attracted the grace. That is why it is said, run the race with God's grace, it is said. So if you are also making an effort to run the race, then the grace also is added to your life, then you win. Understand? So our endeavor and God's grace. You know that 2 inches too short. The Damodar pastime, correct? No? So when you put effort, it's not that your effort can bind Krishna, but your effort and Krishna's grace. So the sparrow's effort was attractive to Garuda. Similarly, these are people who are determined warriors. Like for example, you will see that Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he was living in the court, there were so many political intrigues in the court. He knew that his uncle, Dhritarashtra, is envious also. He is secretly allowing Duryodhana and Shakuni to hatch plots to destroy the Pandavas. Imagine you know that some elder is trying to destroy you. Can you have any respect for him? But he used to hand respect. He made always conscious effort to always speak the truth and follow dharma, correct? No? Yeah, like people ask, why did he play gambling? Because they were at that time not there. They were actually, in another place, but they were called, by Dhritarashtra called. He told that, Yudhishthira, come, there is a pleasure bungalow I have made. You and my sons, you can have a nice fun there. So when they went in that pleasure bungalow, when they were sitting, Duryodhana said, let us play gambling match. So Yudhishthira said, gambling match? Gambling is the root cause of all misery. Why do you want to play gambling? And then he asked, who is going to play with me? You want to play with me or somebody else? And then Shakuni came forward and put the dice and said, ha 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 ha, I will play on behalf of Kaurava dynasty, he said. Then Yudhishthira became afraid. He said, uncle, you are going to play? And then he asked, are we just going to play for fun? Or are you going to keep some stakes, like gold coins and other things? Shakuni said, are we children that we play without any stakes? We are Kshatriyas. We have to keep some stake. Let's start with 100 gold coins, he said. And Yudhishthira said, uncle, please do not take away the wealth that I have preserved for the service of the Brahmins and Vaishnavas. Because that wealth is meant for auspicious activities. Please don't take away the wealth. And Shakuni laughed and said, hey, you Kshatriya, you cannot escape. Be bold. Who knows that you will lose the wealth or you will win more wealth. So there is no problem. Come forward. It's order for you from Dhritarashtra that you should play with us. You have to come. So at that time, Yudhishthira was wondering, on one hand, it's my dharma to follow the elders. On the other hand, it is, these fellows are dragging me into sinful activities, correct now? So here you find, he's a determined warrior. He always was sticking to dharma. Like, when he was cheated by this gambling match, All the kingdom was taken away. Wife was insulted, you know, and they were driven to the forest. He never resorted to adharma. huh? He's called a Dharmaraj, correct, no? So that is why this example is very, very extraordinary. Yeah. And now in practical life, you will see once you become a voice resident, so one of your friend is calling you, that, come, let's go here or let's play there. You know very well. See, if I go with my friend, he's going to take me to a zone, which is Maya, you know, it's a place which is very easy for one to get dragged into Maya, correct? No? So, a determined warrior means you say no. huh? You don't want to be sentimental. You are ready to say no. Friends are going for a movie. You tell them, see, I have called you to temple, you have never come. You come to temple first. You can invite them to temple. They call you for the movie. I remember in IIT also, when we would go to call boys for the Hare Krishna classes, many of them would call, why didn't you come to movie? So they watch one movie every week. They go. And over a period of time, we saw the effect of watching the movie gradually came in their speech, in their behavior, in their character, in their lifestyle, in their habits, in everything. Because week after week, you're watching different Hollywood, Bollywood movies, and you're going to imitate the behavior, what you see. On the other hand, those who are coming to the ISKCON classes, we saw they became sober, they became gentlemen, they became pure in habits, clean. They were becoming gradually like demigods. Everybody, like here you can see all short hair, nice tilak, dhoti kurta, chant dancing, and all the boys. Now some of the boys are in America now, studying in many of the universities in the US. You find they have protected their spiritual life even after going to America. They're cooking their own food, offering to the Lord, and eating only prasad. Many of them are married and they have one or two children also now. But the culture of spiritual life, they have not given up. These are determined warriors. Determined warrior means, they know that these friends who are inviting me to some habit, no, they are trying to drag me to bad habit. Somebody is saying, come on, let's go to canteen and eat. You say, no, no, no. I have some principles. I only eat prasad, which is offered to God, which is, so for you to say this, you require a lot of inner strength. Correct, no? Because sometimes you're afraid that they will ridicule you, they will mock at you. How can we say that? Like Krishna Chandra Prabhu is actually Rishikesh Mafatlal. He's a very big businessman. So sometimes he has to go to a star hotel, 5-star, 7-star hotel, and sits around a table with a dozen big industrialists. Some of them are all business entrepreneurs, big people, crorpatis, all with coat, suit, boot, tie. So while talking, they order for rum and liquor that comes. They order for meat also. And Prabhu is there with his wife also is there. And she comes and serves juice, fruit juice in the glass. So Prabhu used to tell the other business people that, say, I am actually initiated in a spiritual line of ISKCON I follow. I don't eat meat. I don't drink wine. I have some principles. Hope you all, it's all right with you. And they all will say, it's all right. If you are a man of principles, you follow your this thing. No problem. So then they are drinking liquor. He is drinking fruit juice. And they are eating meat. And he is eating prasad. Because his wife comes exactly whenever the food starts, she comes and serves him. And he takes only that. Because he's a very gentleman, very friendly, and very respectful to all. They also give him respect. Which means people will respect your principles. In case you, because he also has a kantimala in the neck, like this thing. Many times the business people are aware that he is a devotee of God. He follows Bhagavad Gita. On the other hand, I'll tell you another example of a boy who was working in a company. He was also a determined warrior. He was thinking that I will not eat outside. But what he did when he started going to company, he took the kantimala and made it single. So it will be inside. And then he'll put like this. He'll put this button. Nobody should know that I am a devotee. He was hiding. So whenever in the company there was a birthday party, they would distribute some food, cake and other things. And then lunchtime when they all would go away, he would throw it in the dustbin. He will not eat it because he knows that it's not prasad. And life was going on for 3 months, 6 months. One day, one of his dozen team members was celebrating birthday. And that boy said, I want to feed cake to each of you myself. So he was feeding in the mouth of everybody. He was a very jovial type of boy. So when it came to this boy, devotee boy, he said, no, 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 give it to me. I will eat later. He was telling. But that fellow said, no, 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 no. I want to feed all of you now only. Come on, yeah, come on, eat. And two guys caught his two hands. And this fellow started feeding. He was telling. So he forced him to eat. And he ate also. 1 o'clock he called me. Radheshyam, Prabhu, I have fallen down. He said. He fell down. Where? From where? You fell from how many floors up? I asked. He said, no, Prabhuji, I fell down in my spiritual life because I ate a egg cake today. Then I told him, see, it's because you have never revealed to your friends that you are a devotee. It's always better, be bold enough. Determined warrior means you reveal your identity. So just as, see, you have your freedom to eat meat, I have my freedom not to eat meat. You have your freedom to keep awake whole night till morning 3 o'clock. I have my freedom to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning by sleeping early. You have your freedom to drink liquor. I have my freedom to drink milk. So everybody should be given their own freedom. You can't curb my freedom. And I am not telling you, don't drink. If you wish to drink, you drink. But I will only drink what is good for me. So don't interfere in my personal life. We can be friends to study about college books. We can be friends to talk about career, whether to go for MBA or MTech, we can discuss, no problem. We can talk those things. But when it comes to personal life, I have my personal choices. You have your choices. Let us not, unnecessarily strain our relationship by pushing our choices into another. See, I called you for the classes, but I didn't catch you by the collar and take you to classes, correct? No? I only invited you. I gave an invitation. Similarly, you told me to eat this. I say no, so you should leave me. Correct, no? So this is called assertive speech. Assertive speech means be very clear. So this kind of determined warrior, a jiva who is strong enough to say no to Maya, when he can do this, you need abhyas. You need a practice to do this. It's a kind of struggle, but once you win a battle in one case, then you can win many, many battles after that. Every time you win a battle with a friend or society, your willpower is going to increase. It's going to shoot up. It's going to go up. And the fourth category is a jiva who is always absorbed in good association. He's a protected soul. What is the first one? Sleeping walker. The sleeping walker. Second one? Struggling soul. Third one? Determined warrior. Now the fourth one is this fellow doesn't have to do any war only because he's a protected soul. He's always in good association. So who is this jiva? This jiva has developed ruchi. He's developed a higher taste in Krishna consciousness. He always enjoys good association. As soon as there is a class, he will come running to the class. As soon as there is a yatra, yes, let's go for yatra. There's a camp, youth camp. Oh, let me go for the youth camp. There's a seva opportunity. Let me do seva. He doesn't consider spiritual life a duty. He considers it fun, delight. It is no more on the platform of duty. He does it with the heart. He relishes it. He's very happy also. So when he's happy in spiritual life, he can actually avoid bad association. He can say, like Vibhishan. He was invited to stay as a minister, provided he will agree and cooperate with whom? Ravan. Did he agree? Did he agree? Two brothers, Vibhishan and Kumbhakarna. Who out of the two who agreed with Ravana? Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna also didn't agree, but he felt I am a blood brother. I have to help him in his danger. So he helped and he got destroyed also. And on the other hand, Vibhishan, what he did? He said no. He said, take away my post, take away my wealth, take away my palace. I don't want to side with a sinful person like you. You are bringing another man's wife, Sita. You're keeping her here. So I cannot tolerate this. Instead of giving company to you, I am going to go and join with that Ram. Correct, no? He is not even tempted. That's why this is a protected soul, you see. Yeah. You will see that the Pandavas, when they were in exile, out in the Pandavas, you will see they were headed by Yudhishthira Maharaj, correct, no? One day, after 3 years in the forest, Draupadi and Bhima, they both were speaking to one another. Draupadi was telling to Bhima, look at this, your eldest brother, Yudhishthira. He is lying on the floor in the forest, and his forehead is touching the ground. And he doesn't have any desire to become the king of the world. He's supposed to be ruling the whole world now. And he is lying in the forest like this, by the side of a river. But Yudhishthira, what was he thinking? Oh, such a beautiful sound of the flowing of the river. And the birds are chirping, and the Brahmanas are chanting Vedic mantras. It is like a ashrama. And I am learning good things from the Brahmins. And he was very happy. Who was very happy? Yudhishthira. He is a protected soul. He doesn't feel any attraction to Maya. Whereas the other two are feeling problem. Who? Bhima and Draupadi. So Draupadi asked Bhima, Bhima, what do you feel? Look at this guy. He is so cool. But I am not cool. I am wild, she said. I feel that we should go immediately and attack that Duryodhana, Dushasana and finish them and take over the throne, she said. When Bhima heard it, he said, yes, Draupadi, my heart resonates with you. When you say this, I also feel my sparks are coming from my ears. Right now, if Yudhishthira gives me one order, I will take my mace and go and hit on the head of Duryodhana, Dushasana, finish them. But this elder brother doesn't give me permission. That's my problem. Then Yudhishthira saw what they were talking. He called both of them and said, see, Draupadi, Bhima, anger is one letter short of danger. You have to restrain your anger. Right now, our dharma is to be in the forest for how many years? 12 years plus one more. Correct now? 13 years. So right now, we should stick to this dharma. That's what God wants us to do. Later on, if God wants us to occupy the throne and rule the world, we will do that. So this is Dharmaraj. This is a jiva who is absorbed in good association. Always sticking to dharma very strictly. You will see that. So in the same manner, how do you know your voice boy is in the fourth stage of, he is a protected soul? How do you know? If he's a protected soul, you don't have to be followed up for attendance. You look forward to getting up in the morning. You go to the kirtan. If they are going for book distribution, without even calling, you also go and join book distribution. Somebody is going for following of the boys, you also go following of the boys. And then weekend, people are going to the temple. You tell the devotee, Prabhuji, who is going to temple? I want to accompany you. Let's go. But there are other boys who have to be told, Prabhu, this weekend we are going to temple. You are sitting here. What are you planning? Oh, you have to go to temple, Prabhuji. Okay, I will come. There are some people like that. And some boys don't show up also outside. You wonder, where is he? Prabhuji, has he gone to temple? Yeah, he's asking. And then you find that he's inside the bathroom. Because he knows that if he comes out of the bathroom, he'll be invited to come. Or whatever. So some people are reluctant to come for devotional activities. They do the minimum. One boy said, Prabhu, if I stay in boys and eat only prasadam and go to college, is it good enough? Is it important to chant? Is it important to attend Mangalarti? He asked. I said, if you want only prasad, you can take it from any grihasthas are giving dabba prasad, correct, no? Can take. Whereas here, this place is a place for spiritual culture. We should go from the conditioned stage to liberated stage. And we should develop that kind of enthusiasm, like this fellow has, who's a protected soul. And also, once he starts eating prasadam, he will not eat anything outside. He feels prasadam tastes a lot more better. And prasadam is very pure also. Like when I was in my IIT days, the early days, we started going to our Hare Krishna program. We ate the prasadam, it was something very divine. Very, very divine. We cannot explain in words what is so special about prasad. It has a kind of the compassion and the sweetness and some kind of affection of the Lord is impregnating that food. Like I used to feel like eating from others' hands when I would eat prasad. But you come to the hostel, we had 2 tables. In one table, non-veg. On another table, veg. And we have to go in buffet system, we go and take it. But sometime by mistake, the chamach will go from here to there. The spoon. From there to here, here to there. When I saw that one day, from the non-veg side, spoon was brought here. I was shouting. I told them, hey, what is this? They said, hey, don't make a fuss about it. It's all right. Little bit non-veg goes, what's the problem? They were saying. So, devotee knows that there is nothing like prasad. Therefore, devotee will eat only prasad. And devotee voluntarily performs all spiritual activities. And also friendship, a devotee will make friendship with other fellow devotees. Correct now? You say birds of the same feather flock together. So you will see that such devotees, they will not talk one thing here, there unnecessarily. They will avoid prajalpa. You go and talk to them, very soon they will bring it to Krishna. That's one of the nature of a protected soul. The topic naturally drifts towards topics of Krishna, philosophy, and seva. And anybody comes with bad association, these people will be so intelligent that even a bad person also will be turned into good. Like Mrigari, a killer. He associated with Narada and he became a devotee. Like Haridas Thakur is sitting and prostitute came and she became a pure devotee. Isn't it? So, the protected soul, they have a taste and natural inclination. Because what is that which makes them like this? They are protected by the fort of sadhu sangha. They always keep, this is what Kaviraj Goswami says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. You should be flanked by devotees all around. Anywhere you turn around, you should see only devotees. Like that you keep yourself. Then your consciousness is always protected, he says. Then the fifth jiva is, this jiva is pure in any association. So he is called as a lotus in muddy waters. First was a sleeping walker, then second was a struggler, third one was determined warrior, and the fourth one was the protected soul, and the fifth one is lotus in muddy water. So these are many examples can be given. This is the stage of a pure devotee. Like you will see, the lotus is born from the muddy pool of water. But have you ever seen, the lotus never stoops down, taking a U-turn and submerged in mud, saying, I'm born in the mud, so I'm also very muddy. It doesn't say that. It will always come out of the mud. When it comes out of the mud, it's initially a bud, but it associates with the sun. By associating with the sun, then it blossoms, leaving out fragrance, giving out honey for the bumblebees. So it serves the world with fragrance and honey and benefits the world also. Similarly, a devotee of the Lord, even if your friendship was earlier nasty friendship, in the college, you have to go and associate with them, or you're working in a company, many bad guys are all around. You blossom in your Krishna consciousness by associating with Krishna, who is compared to sun. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakar Yaha Krishna Taha Nahi Mayara Adhikar. So Krishna is compared to sun. So when you associate with the sun like Lord, then he blossoms your good qualities. Then the fragrance of Krishna consciousness comes out, and the honey, like a sweet taste and good character, good habits, good behavior, everything comes out of a devotee, which everybody else relishes. And is untouched by the muddy water. Correct? No? Plus, one more quality of this lotus is, it has got the leaves which never touch the water. You've seen that? If you put a water drop, what happens? Kamala dala jala. Water will immediately fall off. So like that, devotee is also having detachment from all that is, materialistic. Devotee will not, even if a materialistic person tries to capture the devotee and try to spoil, he will be like a lotus leaf. Like that he will escape smoothly. Hey, we are all going to movie, would you like to come? Devotee will say, I have dysentery, I can't come. If you have dysentery, means you have to be near the washroom. So devotee knows how to escape from unwanted association. Like as soon as there is a bell rung and next teacher is not coming today, boys hang around and talk all kinds of gossip, correct now? A devotee will immediately pack up the book, go to library. You will not waste a single moment. That's like lotus leaf. You are detached from bad association. You don't entertain bad association unnecessarily. Yeah. So you will see that Bhishma Pitama, he was in the middle of Asat Sabha, correct now? Surrounded by 4 dushtas. Dushta Chatushtayam, we say. Shakuni, Duryodhana, Dushasana, Karna. Even in the midst of such a palace, people like Vidura or Bhishma Pitama, they never got spoiled. Correct, no? You saw? Akrura also was in the midst of Kamsa's Sabha. He didn't get spoiled. Prahlad, he was in the midst of palace, surrounded by people, demons. Even demon teachers also, Shanda Maraka, and all the demons' children. And even his father was the biggest of the demons. He was completely pure and undisturbed, remaining staunch in his devotion service. Uh, so this is a very amazing example of Prahalad, isn't it? Yeah. So sometimes mm, uh, you will see that when you are in the college has some request for you that you have to lead a club, the college. But the club has got all non-devotees. You are the only devotee. So, if you, that is so, yes, you may do the service in the college, but you have to influence them and not get influenced by them. Correct now? So, you give your association, don't take their association. So, that is the real smartness. If you see Prabhupada's books, conversations, the staff reporter is speaking, he'll speak one line and Prabhupada will speak a big paragraph. How many of you have seen that? Correct now? You may wonder, hey, Swamiji doesn't allow others to speak much, he speaks more. Somebody was telling. Prabhupada said, see, what will he speak? He will speak ignorance. So let him ask only little one ignorant question and let him ask and answer can be bigger. Because answer is enlightened knowledge. Correct, no? So was Prabhupada giving his association to them or took their association? That we should learn from Prabhupada. Yeah. So well, a devotee has to be smart. See, it's not that devotee doesn't play any games. According to Vedic wisdom, if you see, walking, going for a walk, doing yogasanas, pranayama, or swimming, or playing kabaddi, these are all physical activities. For example, Radharani and her associates, other gopis, they play Coco game. It's there in the Vrindavan. Coco is a very swift game, correct, na? So Krishna also in the forest plays with his friends, correct, no? You find. So, but you will find that the physical activity is good. But why cricket sometimes is condemned? Morning to evening, boys play 8 hours sometimes, running from here to there to here. Same thing. The whole day they spend, correct, no? Or people are sitting and watching a TV for 6 hours, the World Cup or something. So these are condemned, isn't it? Otherwise, devotees can do yoga, devotees can go for swimming, devotees can do these things also. But make sure that you don't pollute. Like, for example, sometimes boys go for swimming. So there is a swimming time for the boys, there is swimming time for the girls. Some boys exactly go when the swimming time of the girls ends. And their time is going to start. They go in the beginning so that they can see them in swimming suits. So if you are seeing the opposite sex in swimming suit, you get polluted. Correct, no? So therefore, if you are looking for sense gratification, you will get it. If you are looking for Krishna, you will get Krishna. So these people, they are looking for what? They are looking for Krishna. Therefore, even in surrounded by muddy pool of water like bad association, they will never get allured. They're always, they in fact act like a lighthouse which is giving light to the ships which are passing in the ocean. They act like that. Always. And in fact, Prahalad made his friends and devotees, correct, no? You all saw that. How many of you saw Mahanarasingha Avatar? It's correct, he made his friends and devotees. Correct, no? Yeah. This is a perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. So, most of us are in which stage? Are we in stage 5 or stage 1 or stage 3? Which one? Huh? Stage 5? Somebody saying stage 5. Are we in stage 5? Stage 5 means now the topmost, which I said, one who is oblivious to bad association. That's the fifth stage. And the beginning with the first one I was telling, what is the first one? Sleeping walker, struggler, determined warrior, the protected soul, and then lotus around lotus in muddy pool of water, correct? So certainly you are all advanced devotees. You are not sleeping walker. You are already woken up. And the second stage is what? Struggler. And the third is determined warrior. So some of the students are in the second stage, struggler, and some of them are in the third stage, determined warrior. Correct, So from that determined warrior stage, we want to go to fourth. Want to become a protected soul. Okay, if somebody says, no, Prabhuji, I am in the stage 1 only, I am a sleeping walker, then wake up, we should tell them. Don't be sleeping walking, you will fall off and it's dangerous for your life. So read Prabhupada Lilamrita, develop attraction for Prabhupada, read Prabhupada's books. Little contact with Prabhupada's, Leela, can, like Prabhupada's memories are very wonderful to hear. Huh? So these are all juice-giving things in spiritual life. Reading Prabhupada books regularly. You all have a study club also every day? It's on 15, 20 minutes. How many of you are part of a study group? Every day, at least 15, 20 minutes. Only few are there. Study group in the night? Or I had told them that, 15, 20 minutes every day studying. Correct? Others don't have study group. I mean, study means Prabhupada book reading. You don't have that? Yeah? Studying at home. I thought you study yourself only. On your own, you study daily, you study? Okay, you all study daily? There is no group in which you study. Any of you get senior support for studying in a group here? Who all get support? Like one senior comes and then he reads with all of you Prabhupada books. Senior inmates have oh, right. Senior inmates, they read how long per day? Half an hour they do. Yeah, these devotees, younger devotees can read at least 15 minutes. Like, before going to sleep. Your sleeping time is what here in this place? 9:30. So if they're sleeping at 9:30, 9:15 to 9:30. Prabhupada said if you read Krishna book before sleeping, you'll get Krishna dreams. You'll get. Huh? Right? Otherwise, if you watch something else, you'll get some other dreams. Huh? So in this way, a sleeping walker should wake up. And if somebody is in stage 2, he's a struggler. His struggle is also a glorious. Is it not true? Because he's struggling for what? He's not just telling Maya, I'm surrendered to you, take me. He doesn't say that. He's struggling at least. Huh? It's good. So we can try to chant the holy name more attentively, more sincerely. Huh? And also take association of the devotees when you're living in voice. It's a very good place. Huh? So Krishna says that Teshame vanukam partam ahamajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. He's saying that, those people who are trying to achieve me, residing in their hearts as super soul, he says that what I do, I give them the knowledge as the indwelling Lord in their heart. He says. So you have to make an effort. Don't get depressed that my struggle is too much and I'm feeling too much allured. Because of conditioned nature, there's a struggle. That's why even chanting is difficult. Huh? Chanting is difficult. Waking up in the morning is difficult. Like one boy was telling, Prabhuji, I like voice except the getting up in the morning. But you have to get up. That's a medicine. Huh? Like if a doctor is giving you a bitter medicine, you say, doctor, I like that sweet syrup. The cough syrup you give me, I don't like this bitter medicine. You don't say that. Because doctor knows what is good for us. So initially it is bitter, like our sugarcane juice is bitter for a jaundiced person, correct? No? It becomes sweeter and sweeter. If you are in stage 3, what is stage 3? Determined warrior. Then be steadfast. Like Gajendra, make an effort. He continuously made effort and then Lord Vishnu came, he offered a flower and went back to Godhead. So the determined warrior ultimately succeeded. So then it's very good. Then one can make determined effort. So whatever effort you are making, that is giving you the currency for the current spiritual life. It is making you stronger and stronger. And your determination will eventually liberate you. And it will give you taste also. And what is the fourth one? Your protected soul should not only cherish Krishna consciousness, you should continue cherishing. You should be consistent, steady. You should not ever think that now that I am protected, I am all right. At the least expected moment, Prabhupada says there can be accident even in Royal Road, he says. Like Pune, Mumbai, there's a express highway. Cars will go very fast in that. The tire gets heated up by the road, especially in noon time. When the tire heat increases, boom, 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 pat, it breaks and the whole car topples. The side and there's a truck coming and hits it and smashes it and big accidents happen. So, even a royal road, one should drive carefully. One should know the speed limit and everything. Similarly, one should know in Krishna consciousness, you should cherish it consistently. And you should know that you come to that fourth stage. How? Because of good association. Always don't quarrel with devotees, don't offend the devotees. Stay safely in that association. That's the most valuable asset. And in case you come to stage 5, you are already like a lotus, surrounded by pool of water. You don't get any attraction, no temptation, no allurement. You are like Haridas Thakur or like Bhishma. I said like that. So in that stage, we should always be prayerful. Oh, my dear Lord, you have given me this taste of Krishna consciousness. It's not my qualification, it's your grace. And let me become an unalloyed devotee, pure devotee, and eternally serve you, like Lord Chaitanya prays. that kind of thing. So the voice center is like our fort. So in this fort, you are getting wonderful things like kirtan, you get prasad, you get classes, and you get devotee friends. These are like your, what do you say, armor. Yeah, warrior, and the holy name is like the weapon. So you have the weapon with you, armor with you. The voice is like a battalion, you can say. You're protected very nicely. So most important thing is you should not think that we are putting restrictions for you in the voice. Don't do this, don't do that. It's ultimately for who's good? Our good only. Any questions? It's 8 o'clock now. Any questions? So the matter is clear to you? I got uh, equivalent, very good examples for us to remember. The first one I told you is a struggler? No, not struggler. What is it? Sleepwalker. So in Germany, there was uh, there was a garden in one of our ISKCON temples. A big area, lot of trees were there. All the trees are similar trees, and the trees are growing the crown out of the ground, and many people did not know how deep were the roots. They were not aware. When did they come to know? When there was a storm. At that time, those trees which had deep roots, they did not fall. But those with shallow roots, they fell off. And then when the trees fell off, then they saw, oh, roots are so small and they're so shallow. But the trunk is very big. Similarly, what is the trunk? This was told by His Holiness Sachindan Maharaj. He wrote one article called Becoming Deep. In the article, he said, the trunk is the post and position you get. I am a preacher. I am a mentor. I am a topper. I am a OC, or I am a preaching coordinator. I am a project manager. These are all the crown of the tree. And what are the roots? The morning program, chanting, reading, hearing, associating with devotees, humbly, rendering services. So these are things which build the roots. So when you have deep roots, the roots have gone deep in the ground. Even when there is a storm, there will be no problem. So, but if you only have holding post positions, but spiritual life, we are very weak. Sometimes what happens, these people holding the post and position, especially royal members, we have group. So sometimes they have to do planning for the preaching, correct? No? During chanting time, sometimes half the time goes in planning, correct? No? Planning, having meetings. And then what happens? What becomes weak? Chanting becomes weak. Sometimes there's a class going on. When class is going on, some devotees are going to another room and having a meeting because today we are going to start DYS. Correct? No? Then they don't get class, they don't get the morning program, they don't get the chanting intensely. Then whenever there is reading group going on, they say, no, I can't join reading group because I am going to hostel to call the boys. It happens or not? Correct? No? So then what happens? What is growing? Crown is growing and the root is shallow. And the result is what? Weak roots are blown away by the storm. So that's the first fellow. So the first fellow is who? What is the name again? A sleepwalker. So because he becomes covered by Maya. Correct now? And the second one is a struggler. He is shaking but holding on. Huh? So maybe when the wind is blowing, he may shake like this, but he will not be uprooted because he's making an effort to stay. Correct now? And the third one, determined warrior. He is standing with firm with effort. He makes such an effort that he will be able to stand. When you are being dragged, you don't allow yourself to be dragged. Yeah, you stand very firm. And fourth, a protected soul. He has deep roots. He is very stable and flourishing very nicely. And the fifth one, yeah, fifth fellow is lotus in the zoo. So that fellow is like a large tree with deep roots also and giving shade, giving flowers, fruits, everything. It's like that. It's completely protected and safe. In what is of protected, that gives shelter to many others also. Because of such a large and big tree, If other trees are by the neighborhood of that tree, when the wind comes, the big tree takes the wind and doesn't let the other smaller trees get the wind. So smaller trees, those with weak roots also survive because of the association with the big tree. The big tree has such a big trunk, and all the small trees standing by its side are protected from the wind because this trunk only stops the wind. So even those with weak roots survive by staying very close to the tree. You understand? No? These are devotees who are so advanced that by their association, even big devotees cling on to them and they survive and they grow also. That's the fourth stage. Clear, no? So, coming back to the original point I started the class with, a casual devotee and a cautious devotee. So, whom I said is very cautious? Jarabharata. Not only Jarabharata, besides Jarabharata, you'll see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says one famous verse, Nishkinchanasya Bhagavan Bhajanonmukasya Paramparam Jigamishor Bhavasagarasya Sandarshanam Vishayina Matayoshitam Cha Ha Hanta Hanta Vishabhakshanato Apyasadu. When he was invited to come and meet Prataparudra king, he didn't think, if I meet Prataparudra, maybe he'll give a good donation. He's a king, he's a big man. He didn't think like that. He said, for a saint, for a monk like me, to meet a very wealthy king and or a woman, it's like drinking poison willingly, he said. I cannot. Better that you put me in a cage, lock it up, and set fire to the cage, I can stay. But don't ask me to associate with non-devotees, he said. Once in Pune, some devotees came and told me that, the Venki's owner has come. Venki's actually is selling millions of chicken. It's a chicken company, Venki's. So when he wanted to meet Maharaj, his own is Gopalakrishna Maharaj, he was in the room. So when we went to his room and told Maharaj, he has come to temple, he wants to meet you. Oh, don't bring him, he said. Maharaj just wants to see, I don't want to see his face, he said. He's killing millions of chicken. But Maharaj, you want to give a big donation. He may give 2-3 crores also for the new temple. Maharaj said, I don't want to meet. Even if he doesn't give a single penny, I don't mind because he's killing millions of chicken. It's a terrible sin. And then devotee said, but what if he wants to donate? Maharaj said, it is between him and Krishna. If he want to put it in donation hundi and go, it's up to him. Let Krishna handle him. Krishna says, aham tvam sarvapami. Krishna may remove if he wants. But this fellow has not stopped the sinful activity. He is continuing to do business. So this money which he is earning through killing of millions of chicken, I don't want, Maharaj said. So just like Lord Chaitanya was afraid to meet Prataparudra, Gopalakrishna Maharaj also said, I don't want to meet. He said, very strict, especially terribly sinful people. So now you may say, but what about other Vaishnavas who are ready to meet sinful people? That's another mood of a Vaishnava. Like our Nityanand Prabhu is going and delivering Jagai Madai. That's another mood. Vaishnavas can have different mood also. But the point is, we should be very careful not to get into bad association and fall down. Correct, no? Sometimes somebody is drowning. In the name of saving the drowning man, you give the hand and he pulls you also inside. Can it happen or not? That's why you all will have experience. If some boy comes and tells you, hey, I want to share my heart and take help. They come to tell the mentors. And the boy tells all his leelas. What all dirty things he did with some girl. After hearing that, the boy goes away. But this mentor, his head is now going, chaka is getting chakar. He did this, he did that. Then all the polluting things are now polluting whom? The mentor. You understand what I am saying? Because the mentor is not so high that he can be a shock absorber. Instead of uplifting the boy, he also went down with the boy. And then mentor becomes curious. Next day when he comes, tell me more, Leela, what else you did? You went to hotel, now did you take a room or something? And both of you after going into room, what you did? And he's become more curious. Right? No? That means he becomes more polluted. That means he is also drowning. Therefore, Mahaprabhu taught us this role model example that we should be afraid of bad association. Mahaprabhu need not be afraid, but he's showing the behavior for teaching us. Correct, no? Somebody asked Mahaprabhu, would you like to come and eat the prasadam Raghunath Das wants to give? Because Raghunath Das' father was sending money. He said, Vishayera anna kaila malina hayaman Malinahaya mana nahi Krishna rasmaran is saying. He says, if I eat that food which is a Vishayi food, then my consciousness will get polluted. Because food affects consciousness. Jaisa an, vaisa man. Your mind is formed by the food. So he refused to eat that food. I'll eat only prasad, Krishna prasad, pure. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching us how he was very cautious. Like Jadabharata was cautious, he was also very cautious. Avoiding opposite sex, avoiding materialists, avoiding material food and everything. So we can learn this. And Prabhupada, when he was in America, you know, he had to stay at the place of Sally Agarwal and Gopal Agarwal. You know, he wanted to keep potato and tomato in the fridge. When he opened the fridge, he saw fishes were there. Huh? In the same place, he has to keep his tomato and potato because he had no other place to stay. So Prabhupada tolerated for some time. One of the days, Prabhupada was sitting in one corner and doing some writing work. In the hall, there was a table around which they were having a boozing party, drinking, smoking, laughing and chatting. Prabhupada was calmly, silently doing his work, writing. Next day, Gopal Agarwal, Sally Agarwal told Swamiji, yesterday we had a big party. You're drinking and smoking, you tolerated us. And Prabhupada said, it's all right, all right. He said, because Prabhupada knew there was no other place for him at that time. For the sake of preaching Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada tolerated the bad association. And the early stage, although he's a pure devotee who was, highly respected in Vrindavan, and he had his own room in Radha Damodar temple, comfortably can stay there, chant, and peacefully go back to Godhead. But for the sake of preaching this message, he tolerated the bad association of the hippies. And there was one boy called David with whom Prabhupada was staying. David had given his room. It was a long hall like this. There was a screen in between. One side he gave for Prabhupada, other side he would live like that. And Prabhupada said this. One day this David asked in the class, he was sitting in the front, he asked, Swamiji, how do we get love of God as soon as possible? Please tell me what all I should do. I can develop my faith in such a way that I can awaken prema. Prabhupada smiled and said, very good, your question is very nice, but you have to be patient also. Start chanting regularly and avoid bad association, everything Prabhupada said. He was doing it. But then, few months later, this David again went back to drugs, marijuana. And when he started eating the drugs, gradually he became stoned in drugs. He went mad. One early morning, 5 o'clock, he was shouting like this. He came to Prabhupada's side. He came to attack Prabhupada. And he broke the typewriter of Prabhupada. Prabhupada immediately got up. He left everything as it is. He had to run outside with nothing in the hand. He got down the staircase. He got down. And went in the road. Prabhupada says, I didn't know whether to go left or right. Because I had no other place to stay. That was the only place I had. And I only knew a few of my students. And then he went walking to one place where Carl and Eva, they were living. So he went to meet Carl, one boy called Carl, and his girlfriend was Eva. So he went to their room. He climbed up the staircase, right at the door. When the Carl opened the door, he said, oh, Swamiji, you come early morning, what happened? He said, this is what happened. So you see, David has gone mad. Now he came to kill me. So I don't know where to go. Then they said, you can stay with us. Actually, Carl was a devotee. He wanted to learn Mridangam from Prabhupada, harmonium. He wanted to learn Sanskrit. He wanted to learn the philosophy. He would like to discuss hours and hours philosophy. This Carl, very interested. And he wanted to help Prabhupada also. But his wife, Eva, was very materialistic. She was a feminist also. She didn't want to follow the four regulative principles. Smoking, drinking, drugs, everything she was into. And she didn't like Swamiji telling his followers to wear sari and dhoti kurta. She wanted to wear the western dress. And there was a direct cultural clash between Swamiji and Eva. But Swamiji was very polite. He knew that she has a different mindset. He didn't speak anything because I'm going to stay here in this place. One day he told Eva, can you please get this from the market? She said, you only get it. Why are you asking me to get? Like that she said. And Prabhupada understood, I'm not wanted here. She's very upset with me. And she would show her displeasure and hatred in the way she looked at Prabhupada or spoke to him. She basically wanted to tell him, get out of here. Like that. And Prabhupada had to stay for some time there. And then Carl told him, Swamiji, He also understood that his wife is not very pleasant and comfortable. So then they found out this matchless gift store. And then Prabhupada was very pragmatic. He said, okay, I don't have to force his wife to become a devotee. I can move to another place where I will have a more favorable atmosphere to preach. So you can see Prabhupada tolerated bad association of hippies and living amidst them, he made them all, so many people into devotees. Like that. So Prabhupada is our role model hero for us. Lord Chaitanya is our role model hero. We should see if bad association is going to affect us, we should be like Lord Chaitanya. If we are able to transform a bad person into a devotee, we should be like Prabhupada. Prabhupada went crossing over the ocean and he made devotees and brought them to India. Correct, no? Just like when Bhima would play kabaddi, 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 we would go ahead. And all the people would jump on his hands and shoulders and thighs and everything. Then he would take a U-turn and walk back. With everybody. Prabhupada was like that. He went to America and attracted many American boys and girls and brought them to India. So if you have so much strength in spiritual life, you can do like Prabhupada. Or we follow the formula of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, keep away from bad association. So be cautious of Maya and be conscious of Krishna like Prahalad. Conscious of Krishna, cautious of Maya, and not be casual. So casual, how not to be casual, Bharat is teaching us. Don't be casual. If you are very casual, slack in spiritual life, we can be dragged down. Take utmost care. Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you.
There are two questions in the chat.
Yes.
In chat, there are two questions.
Yeah. The chat, where is it? I have to go in Zoom? Or, you can read it.
There it is.
Okay. Read that question, one of you. Take the mic and read it.
Question 1. Sometimes I notice that when devotees return from home, they bring some special food items that have already been tasted or eaten by their family members, and again they offer those items at the center and share that with devotees. Is this practice according to our devotional principle?
Not good. It's not very good. See, if the parents have made something at home and which they have been eating for many days, how can you bring it to voice and again offer it? First, when it was made fresh, at that time it should be offered. And then you cannot offer an item which is already eaten by others. That's not proper. Secondly, this is a question which comes in a brahmacharya ashram also. When brahmacharis go home, many mothers want to give a lot of items for eating. They bring even big dabba also sometimes. When they bring it back, then the brahmachari thinks, why I should eat alone? I should share with my friends. Then they want to share. Now the friends are wondering whether is it proper to eat that or not. They bring chikli, they bring adirasam, appam, many things like that. In South India, they are very famous items, correct now? So I was telling it is not at all a good idea to bring things from home. The parents are making things at home. You want to eat, you can eat. And if you want to bring it and keep it in your locker and take little yourself, what your mom has made, you can take also. But distributing it, if your mom is a devotee, she's chanting and she cooked and you offered it, then if you distribute to your friends, no problem. But if your mom is not a devotee, it's made at home, you are forcing others to eat that which is not proper prasad, correct, no? Which is not very good. Then we should not induce others to eat that. Then you can keep it with yourself in your locker, you can eat it. That is all right. And if anything is already cooked at home and eaten for many days, re-offering it is not a proper behavior. It should be avoided. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Some lectures you mentioned not to reveal ourselves as devotee if not required. Should we reveal ourselves as devotee in college and office?
Actually, why people don't reveal themselves as a devotee? Sometimes other people can trouble you if you reveal you are a devotee. Like for example, in college, some professor or your guide, if they know that you are a devotee, then they will discourage you from going to devotion service. Say you are a PhD student, your guide will say, stop going to all these Hare Krishna classes. You give more time for the lab experiments. Come to college. I want 24 hours. You should do work here only. They force you. They don't allow you to chant and things like that. So, but they cannot take away your private life. Like, even the other boys also, they have to get time to pass stool, they take a bath and take food. They have to get 6 hours of sleep. And they can't take away all the time. Say that you come and live in the lab only. No, you can't say that right now. So, and another reason why you should not reveal you are a devotee, some of the devotee boys are weak-minded. They are, if they reveal that I am a devotee, they don't have sufficient knowledge and determination to tackle the evil forces which may ridicule them, mock at them, demand them. They don't have that inner strength to face it. Therefore, it is good for them not to reveal. But if you have become a good practitioner, solid practitioner, serious practitioner, you can boldly reveal you are a devotee. Like when I was going to my company after my IIT, I was going with Tilak also. Like this, I had Tilak. Tilak, Kantimala prominent. Huh? I would take bead bag also to company. Bead bag and Prabhupada books also we have in the drawer. Huh? My boss also knew that I bring all these devotional things. In my department, I gave books to many people. Hmm? When they go for drinking tea, when they would come back, there'll be little light moments. That time I would take out the books and show them, take this book, take this book. I would give them. Some people went and complained to my boss that this fellow is distributing spiritual books in our department. And the boss said, what's your problem? He's doing his work properly. Because if you do the work in the company properly, then nobody will have any issue. My boss said, give me also one copy of Bhagavad Gita. He said, no problem. No. So make sure that you don't compromise on your material duty. Material duty, you should render service with excellence. Boss should be more than happy with you. And you should be confident in your Krishna conscious practice. Then you can reveal not only in my department, I would go to other department also. Like one day I went to Microsoft, I went to this Microvax department. We have the landline, correct now? There are about 20 computers in that glass room. So I had gone to do some work there. And when I was typing, one fellow was loudly telling his friend, Jai Shri Ram, he was selling. I looked at the fellow, hey, who is this guy? Then later on, after his friend went away, I went to him and asked, what's your name? I asked him. So then I told him that I saw you saying, Jai Shri Ram, please take this book. I gave him a copy of Coming Back. That fellow came back in 2-3 days, finished the book. He said, oh, very nice book. Please give me one more. I said, then he took one more and two more. And 2 weeks later, he was going home. He said, give me good number of books. I'm going home for 10 days. So I gave him 10 books I gave him. He carried the books. Later on, he became a great devotee. His name is Sudama Prabhu in Chapati now. He joined Pune, now he is in Chapati now. So, we can surely preach to people if you study philosophy well, you are confident to present it boldly. You are ready to face the brunt of all kinds of non-devotee association. Then you can preach because it is said attack is the best form of defense. It is said, like you have a armor and a sword. Sword is for deeper penetration into the enemy's army, and armor is for protecting yourself. So the studying of Prabhupada books, the morning program is like an armor, isn't it? And then the sword is the transcendent knowledge coming in the line, and also the holy name and holy fame. This is required for penetrating into the society. So we have to protect ourselves to the morning program because morning program gives you stability and steadiness. It makes us safe and secure in spiritual life. Covered?
More question.
Okay, quick.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I unfortunately happened to come across some devotee running a company offering employment to devotees, but was not happy with devotees not eating outside. Jain food also in company meetings. How to reconcile this, Prabhuji?
Actually, what devotee should do, I will tell you. When everybody is eating, you sit idle without eating. That is what creates a scene. They look like sinners. We are all sinners. We are eating outside, but you are not eating anything. So this devotee can carry prasad dabba with him. When everybody is eating, you open your dabba and eat. Correct, no? When we don't eat, then they feel little uneasy. If everybody is eating, you are eating your own prasad, they won't mind it. Like I told you about Krishna Chandra Prabhu. Everybody is drinking liquor. So he also brought juice and drinking. So it looks like he's giving them company. But at the same time, he is protecting his principles. If you do like that, some devotees are very, very neophyte. They unnecessarily create a scene. They say, no, 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 we don't eat outside food. We are very pure people, not like you. What does that mean? That means you are like a pig and we are like a cow. You make them feel, bad, and that's what the boss may be feeling bad. So you need to know how to be friendly with them and let them have their freedom and let you have your freedom. Correct, no? Thank you, Shri Prabhupada. Ki